Meta Connect 2025 was wild, and if you happen to miss the live stream reaction on this channel, here's the important things you need to know. But first, if you appreciate me live streaming for 2.5 hours and then immediately recording this video after it finished, all I ask is that you subscribe so you can see more of the content that you want to see when you want to see it. So Meta unveiled 3 brand new glasses at this event. The first one I'm going to talk about is one that I'm really excited for, and it is the Oakley Meta Vanguard. This is what people originally thought the Oakley Metas were going to be. Look at these. These Oakley Meta Vanguards are the classic shape of Oakley. These are basically the sports practitioner's dream glasses, and they're also great for content creation. First off, they shoot in an ultra wide field of view at 122 degrees, which is wider than the 100 degrees of the Ray-Ban Metas. They also last 9 hours since they're able to fit more battery in here. On top of that, they are waterproof. You'll see in a little bit, a guy actually goes fully underwater while wearing them. And with a super wide view, even though it's in 3x4 vertical, you'll be able to crop in and still see a lot in horizontal. Add to that the fact that the video is in 3K, and this could actually be a really good content creation device, even for horizontal video. You can obviously do everything else you could do with previous Ray-Ban Metas or Oakley Metas, like play music, ask AI questions, but these new Vanguards have integration with Strava and with your Garmin watch. So you'll be able to get live health data, ask for things like your pace, and even share details about your running stats or whatever it is using that Strava integration. On top of that, they've also added slow motion and hyperlapse, which is absolutely insane. I'm extremely excited for these glasses. And they have prism lenses as well. So really clear. If you wore the original Oakley Metas, you notice those lenses were really good quality. Same thing with these. Now these have Wi-Fi 6E and Bluetooth 5.3, so the transfer speed for photo video should be faster. As you can see, you can log different Garmin stats and put them on your video, just like that. And if you're wondering, the slow-mo is 720p, 120 frames per second, 120 FPS, great slow-mo speed. 720 is a little bit underwhelming, but it's still plenty good enough, especially for slow-mo. These Vanguards will have 32 gigabytes of flash storage, and they'll come in 4 different colors. There's also this indicator light on the inside that Mark says will help with keeping your pace while you're running. Not exactly sure how that works. Maybe it'll flash at the rate that you should be stepping, which would be really cool. These are super waterproof. They're IP67. The 7 is the benchmark for the water resistance. Mark even said himself that he went surfing with them and was completely fine. They come in these beautiful 4 different colors. The red and the blue stand out the most to me. And if you're wondering the price, they'll start at $499. So the same as the limited edition Oakley Metas, but in my opinion, way better. But check this out. These were filmed by Red Bull, and as you can see, these glasses are really sports centered. I'm willing to bet they stay on your face really well also, since they're geared toward this type of crowd. As you can see, you can easily wear them under a helmet if you so choose. Even with these extreme water sports, they're wearing these Vanguard glasses. So incredible water resistance. Look how wide angle that is. It's really a great field of view. Tons of splash damage. You see the 720, 120 FPS slow-mo in action back there, and boom, underwater. The Oakley Meta Vanguards work perfectly. Absolutely crazy. I'm really excited about these glasses. Let me know if you're excited about them too. Oh, they're so gorgeous. And they're available for pre-order now if you wanted to pick them up. The next product they announced is these Ray-Ban Meta Gen 3s. So these will not have a display, but they are a major upgrade from the last Ray-Ban Metas, the ones you all know and love, and they look exactly the same. I'll be doing a future video to test whether all the same accessories still fit, but these have 2 times the battery life, so 8 hours, just like the Oakley Metas, and they have 3K video, also just like the Oakley Metas. Basically, these are just the Oakley Metas, but in that classic Ray-Ban Meta shape with great battery life and video, to be honest. But they're also adding this new feature, which they're also rolling back to their previous Ray-Ban Metas, which is sort of an audio focusing mode. So what this does, it'll mute your surroundings, but then increase the volume of the person in front of you, seemingly. Obviously, I didn't get to test this out. They show it in action here. Not really a lot to see by the demonstration, but supposedly this could be really good if you have trouble hearing people or focusing on a subject. All you do is ask Meta to start conversation focus, and it will make your friend or whoever you're talking to seem much louder in your environment compared to everything else, which gets muted. Super cool feature. But those are the main things with this Ray-Ban Meta Gen 3 upgrade. They'll have plenty of styles to go with it, as you can see here. And they're even introducing 2 new limited edition transparent versions of this red color and this more brownish color, which look amazing. Mark is saying they're probably going to sell out like immediately. Those will be out soon as well. Now, these new Ray-Ban Metas are going to start at $379, or you can actually do them on a payment plan for $32 a month. The Wayfarer has 6 colors, Skylar has 7, and Headliner has 6. You can also get them with the prescription. They have a transition variant for $459, also has 32 gigabytes of flash storage, and they have all the normal features, being able to talk to AI, and in real-time translation, you can now do English, French, Italian, Spanish, German, and Portuguese, parentheses Brazil. Prescription goes from -6 diopters to +4, which is not as good as the Roku glasses. You can shoot at 3K 30 frames per second, 1080, 30 or 60 frames per second, and 720 at 120 frames per second with 8 hours of battery life, 19 hours in standby, and up to 48 hours with the fully charged case. These also have Wi-Fi 6 certified, so the videos and photos will transfer much faster, more in line with how fast the Roku glasses transfer photos and videos. The volume of the speakers goes up to 76 decibels, 50% louder, and 2 times more bass than the Ray-Ban Stories. That's what it lists on the website. Doesn't say about the Ray-Ban Metas, but yeah, 76.1 decibels. Finally, we have the Meta Ray-Ban display glasses. Yes, that's what they're called. And we got to see a live demo of them right here. As you can see right away from the HUD, we have the time, a little Spotify icon for whatever music he was listening to, a calendar notification or a reminder, and Ask Meta AI down at the bottom. For the apps, we have WhatsApp, Instagram, camera, music, calls, messenger, captions, and photos. All pretty self-explanatory, except for captions, which we'll get a demo of it in a little bit, but basically it's like live subtitles. He's controlling all these gestures with the neural wristband, so he's just doing little finger movements, plays this little Spotify song here, which is transparent against the background, looks super cool. There's even like the shuffle button and a repeat button on there. He gets notifications, as you can see at the bottom. He's able to respond to texts via a voice chat, a dictation feature, or you can even do the handwriting, which is pretty crazy. So this is Mark putting on the Meta Ray-Ban display glasses. As you can see, they're a little bit thick, but depending on your face shape, they can look normal, but if you have a smaller face, they definitely look pretty big. They are transition lenses, which is nice, so you won't have to pay extra for that feature. But as you see, you can control them with your fingers like they just showed. The nice thing about this neural interface is you can actually like tap around, scroll through different things, and navigating the in-lens display is going to be pretty easy. You can also look through different photos in your camera roll. And this is all done through a single lens display projection. Honestly, not the best, but it is in full color. It's 600 by 600 resolution, and it looks pretty good. The only thing I'm worried about is if it will have trouble focusing, since it's not a dual eye display, but I'll see when I test it out. As you can see right here, there's a few different settings. You can adjust the brightness, by the way, all the way up to 5,000 nits, which is an insane level of brightness, by the way. You can adjust the volume by pinching your fingers together and rotating up or down. You can switch it to audio only, do not disturb, or go into the settings. Mark is obviously wearing the brown variant of the glasses. They come in 2 colors, black and sand, which is sort of a brownish color. They really stress the ability to do a lot of the gestures really discreetly, so not a lot of people will notice. And this next part is pretty cool. He demonstrates the handwriting mode to respond to text messages. Instead of doing a voice recording or dictating speech to text, you can actually write as if you're holding a pencil or use your finger to trace out letters. Mark says he's gotten to around 30 words per minute doing this. Obviously, you don't have to do it on a table every time. You can also do it on your lap, which is probably the much easier way to do it rather than touching random tables in public. This keynote was also kind of funny because they messed up a couple of demos, like the video calling and the recipe suggestion features. It basically didn't work and they had to move on to the next segment. Here he asked it to play a song on Spotify and it comes right up, which is super cool that you can see the progress of the song there. And he even turns up the volume by pinching and rotating his finger. And then we see the live captioning here. So if you open up captions, obviously, and you face the person who is talking, it will isolate them and just show the captions of that person. Really cool if you are hearing impaired. And the isolation feature is just like the Roku glasses, so that is a really cool feature as well. As you can see, that feature worked flawlessly in the demo. Another cool thing is the ability to frame photos. So if you open the picture mode like Mark has done, he can actually even zoom in up to 3 times to take pictures, which is really cool, and record videos. Obviously, this isn't 3x4 vertical as well, but it's really nice that you can see what framing your pictures and videos are taken in. Next, we see a sort of more advanced live AI version where it kind of listens to what the person near you is talking about, and it can offer suggestions based on that. He's kind of asking questions about certain things. She's saying she'll check it out or she'll think about it. And then the glasses are telling her what sorts of suggestions she should give. Could be really powerful dependent on how good it works. I guess we'll have to wait and see until I get some in my hands to review. All in all, these glasses look pretty cool if you're willing to accept the bulkier design of them. The single lens display is my main concern, but I will see if it can still focus well or if it strains your eyes a lot like single lens displays typically do. They're available September 30th starting at $7.99, and you can even schedule to test them in stores near you like Targets and Best Buys. And that is the Meta Connect event in a nutshell. You see the Gen 3s on the left, the old Oakley Metas, the new Vanguards, and the display glasses on the far right. Super exciting stuff. Let me know what you guys think. Which one are you the most excited about? I'm definitely the most excited about the display glasses and the Vanguards, but I'll be getting all 3 new glasses to test and compare on this channel. So if you want to see that, make sure you stay subscribed. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.